Hello, this is oh my gosh, what's our name? YOUTO. What's our name? GG. Hello, hi. Welcome to another episode of YOUTO podcast. It's Selene here. And yes, I am flying solo this week, but I will do my best to make up for Gigi's absence. So I would like to apologize at first for my sore throat and cold. It might sound a little bit weird, but I'm very sorry about it. I will try my best to, speak as clearly as possible, and I will make every effort to enunciate clearly. But yeah, let's get into this week's topic. Sorry, you can see how I'm mumbling. But yeah, despite if you just ignore all of this, only this week I will be better, way better next week. So I will sound more fine, normal. Okay, let's get into this week's topic. Since I'm flying solo this week, I decided to change the topic a little bit, and we're basically saving the other topic for the next week with Gigi, since it's gonna be our perspectives and experience all together combined. It will be much more fun with Gigi, but for this week's topic, I decided to actually discover why people create New Year's resolutions as a way to set goals for the coming year and to make positive changes in their lives. I'm just curious because I'm one of those people who sets a New Year's resolution every single year. So I just wanted to know, why do I feel this, this sudden urge, or like sudden, there's just this kind of feeling that as if life is starting fresh or new, or why do I feel like I've got a second chance in life or something like that, and sudden urge to get better, do better, like all of this motivation just piles up at the end of the year. So I just wanted to discover, like, why do we feel this sudden urge, and do we really accomplish what we wanted at the end of the year? So I digged a little bit and did some research. So let's get into the findings that I found, and then just converse on that findings, and just chit chat more about it. To be honest, it feels really weird to speak alone, since since I've been hosting with Gigi, it was much more fun to speak with her, and the conversation goes back and forth. But now I'm just giving no response, so it kind of feels weird and lonely, but I'm flying solo. I'm good. I will try my best to be good. Okay, let's get into the finding. First finding that I got was from the Journal of Clinical Psychology. They found that people who explicitly make resolutions are 10 times more likely to achieve their goals than those who don't make resolutions. So I guess it's kind of a psychological thing. In our brain, if we kind of make promise with ourselves at the end of the year, we kind of try our best to, make up for those promises that we made, like try to accomplish the things that we wished we would, until, I guess, at least mid of the year. I think we start to get a little faded away, but still there is that voice in our mind that we need to do it. It's in our New Year's resolution. So from my personal experience, what I do is I send an email to myself at the end of the year, and I schedule that email to the at the end of next year to be delivered. And in that email, I just write 5 goals to myself, and those 5 goals could be like anything. It could be career-wise, or just a personal life, or self-growth. It could be anything, and I just write 5 things that I wish I have completed. But when I write it in the past tense. I did that, I have accomplished that. So, and at the end of the year, when I receive that email, if it's really something that I have accomplished, I feel so satisfied. I feel like I lived the year like to the fullest, and like I guess if I'm done with all life stuff, that's the kind of satisfying feeling that I get. But there are years that I feel like I didn't do much. For example, this year, at the end of the month, I received the email from myself from the last year, and I saw how there were so many things that I promised to myself to do, but I forgot about those tasks like completely. So it's really fun, but at the same time kind of disappointing. But like I was just laughing out loud, like sharing it with my friends, and like we were just all laughing it off. But I still write those emails because there were years that I accomplished all 5 things. At the end of the year, when I received the email, check, you just feel that satisfied feeling to the fullest. And I think that's why I set New Year's resolution, like to feel satisfied, to know like that I lived for that year to the fullest, and I gave my best, and I accomplished everything that I wanted to. That's kind of a rewarding feeling for me. So I guess that might be why I send an email to myself with the New Year's resolution. But yeah, I sent 5 New Year's resolutions at the end of this year also. It's been already 4 months since New Year's, so I'm not sure if I accomplished one of them. I didn't. There's like 5 of them. I was in the process of accomplishing the first one, but then it got delayed, so there are 4 news that are waiting. Yeah, I'm so behind on my New Year's resolutions. So I want to actually ask about you, whoever that's listening this episode. Have you set a New Year's resolutions for yourself for this year? If so, it is April 2023 now. How many of the New Year's resolutions that you promised to yourself have you completed? Or like what's the process? How many percentage are you at? Like try to think about it and remind yourself your New Year's resolutions, because while I was preparing for this episode, it made me look back and think back about my New Year's resolutions. Some of the promises that I made to myself seemed like unrealistic. Some are like really emotional, like at the end of the year you're emotional, and like you just think that you can do everything. You're so motivated, you're so up for any challenges, and you think like you can do anything. But realistically, after a few months, if we look back into our New Year's resolutions, we see like some flaws. We could change some wordings or, change our resolutions because it is yours and like there's no set due date or, closed. You can't make any changes or anything like that. So it's your new year, your life. So change those resolutions to something more fun. If yours is too boring, because one of my New Year's resolution is trying to find a new hobby that involves outdoor activities. I am really a homebody kind of person. I always stay at home. I work from home. I study from home. So I rarely go outside. So I felt like I might be a little too much, distanced from socialization for from having fun also. So I wanted to set the new challenge for myself to go out and try something new. And one of the things that I'm planning to do is doing the skydiving. I am so excited for it. I actually know when I'm gonna do it, and I will be doing it soon. But when I do it, it will be like so much fun, and I'm sure I will feel more satisfied with my New Year's resolutions process at the time. But yeah, and then also there is another thing that I'm planning to do, which is going for a trip and watching a concert, because I have never attended a concert in the States. So I was like, what am I doing? All the singers and like bands are here. They are always touring around me. But I'm just like here at home, not enjoying, any inch of it. So I will be going to California in few weeks, and I'm going to be watching the concert of August D, the BTS Suga. I'm so excited for that. And it's something that I set for myself as a New Year's resolution, because I guess it falls under part of the trying new things, because I haven't watched a concert for years, especially in the States. Never. I'm more of a, like an opera or like a ballet girl. So I have been to those, like watched, I guess almost all of them, but I wanted to, go for this like live concerts of bands or like this K-pop groups. Like I wanted to see how they perform live, and so I'm super excited about this. So yeah. What I was trying to say was that try to look back into your New Year's resolutions, and as you go, you might see some flaws, or you might see some things that you could change, or like you could change the wordings of it, You might be already doing it, but you're just not you just didn't list it there. So check that. Anyways, so another study found that people who make resolutions that are specific and focused on the process of achieving their goals rather than just the outcome are more likely to succeed. What does it tell us? I guess writing a New Year's resolution is not that bad. Like, I guess it's one of a, stare to the successful life that we imagine, I guess. I think the main point is that when we make promise to ourselves, being more specific and like more focused on the process of achieving the goal is more important than just, having one general goal. For example, if you say like you want to lose weight, I don't think that's like that specific. You could write the process of like, I'm planning to go to gym like 2 to 3 times a week, or I'm planning to lose a certain amount of lbs by the end of that time. Those kind of like specific goals makes your resolutions more achievable rather than having it more general and vague. I actually agree with this 100%. Because my manager also once told me about this when she was mentoring us, and she explained how like goals need to be specific, and they need to be achievable and also measurable. So your goals you should be able to check on your goals, and you should be able to see the status of it, or like how many percentage are you at the moment with that goal. So that will really help you to go successful with your goals, I guess. And I actually totally agree with this one. Let me drink a water. Because like I'm doing this alone, it feels so weird, to be honest. And I'm pouring myself a water right now. Let me drink it. Because I feel like I need to speak at every single second, minute of the recording. So, but I don't want to like stop it and then record it. Because like that's not real. I'm doing this for real. So I want to sound real. I want to record all the realistic moments of flying solo. So yeah. Okay, wait. Okay. Oh, by the way, one of my New Year's resolution goal is drinking more water. At least drinking 2 liters of water every single day. So what I did is, instead of just having that goal, I purchased a glass, bedside water glass with the water container. So I just pour myself a water and then finish it at the end of the day. And so far I am going successful with it, and I'm really happy about it because my water intake has been really low. I am a coffee lover, so I always drink coffee. I think I drink like 3 or 4 cups of coffee almost every single day, but I have been trying my best to reduce my caffeine intake, because I mean, for real, it's not that bad for my health, but like considering that I didn't drink much water when I was drinking that much of coffee, kind of makes it look bad. So I had to drink more water. And I'm trying my best to reduce the cup of coffee that I'm drinking every single day. So I'm drinking only 1 cup of coffee. And that 1 cup of coffee is like this precious, very precious cup of coffee to me. Like, I just, treasure it so much. I don't know. Okay, moving back to our topic, research has also shown that people who share their resolutions with others are more likely to stick to them. This is because sharing goals publicly creates accountability and social support. And it was actually supported by a bunch of psychologists. Regarding behavior, task persistence, goal setting, and the use of incentives, research and studies. So it's interesting because in a way, when we set a goal to ourselves, I think every single person is different, to be honest. For example, for me, I don't share my New Year's resolutions like with friends or family that much. I just think about it to myself, Just, I don't share the goals with people. Yeah, I just think about it to myself, and once I accomplish it, that's when I tell to others, like, you know what, this was part of my New Year's resolution, and I did this and that. Or if I failed to, you know, accomplish my New Year's resolutions, that's when I talk about it by, just laughing it, because it's just funny to me how I thought to myself that I could accomplish something that I would never do. So those are like some fun things. But yeah, it's interesting because I might also try this one rather than only sharing my New Year's resolutions to my email. Maybe try to share it on Instagram, like with the close friends. We could like share like these are my New Year's resolutions, and let's see if I can stick to them. And then you can maybe create like countdown and you can get the reminder once it's done. But yeah, interesting. And another fun thing was that it was a study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology. They found that people who are more optimistic and confident in their ability to achieve their goals are more likely to make resolutions and stick to them. So what can I say? If you want to be more confident and if you want to be more optimistic, write down your New Year's resolutions. It doesn't have to be written at the end of the year. There's no like due date or anything like that. It's not a homework or assignment. You can just write them down right now and check back on it at the end of the year. But I think what's important is being realistic to yourself, being true to yourself. Like, what are the things that you truly wish you would accomplish for this year, or like how you can really do it. Because like if you're not someone who could do certain activities but then you just promise it to yourself, at the end of the year you will just feel kind of failure as if you failed in life or something like that, or at least for that year you might feel that. So don't be realistic, and yeah, it will happen. And one last study that I would like to share is that it found that people who allowed for some flexibility in their goals were more likely to achieve them, as they were able to adjust their approach as needed. So I actually think this will be really smart, because let's say if I set a goal of like losing weight by going to the gym 2 to 3 times a week, there could be some weeks that you're really sick, or there are some emergency that came out and you just couldn't make it to the gym. Instead of feeling like a failure, what you can do is you can take a walk, or you can run some errands. Instead of using your car, try to walk, or take 10 steps a day, or try to do some Pilates videos by following from YouTube, or you could exercise. Excuse me. So anyways, what I'm trying to say is I think this will be I think this will be really smart if I personally apply it to my New Year's resolutions, because I need some touch-ups and a little bit more flexibilities here and there. So if you already have your New Year's resolutions, or if you have forgotten about it, please look back and think about what you wrote, how it could be, more changed, or how it could be more specific, or how you could, adjust the process a little bit more so that it's more approachable, more accomplishable. Look back into your year's resolutions. Overall, I think New Year's resolutions can be fun and motivating way to set goals and make positive changes in our lives. By setting specific goals, that are more achievable, and then sharing them with others and being more flexible with your approach, you can for sure increase your chances of accomplishing all of those New Year's resolutions. So these are the findings that I found regarding this New Year's resolution topic. So lastly, I would like to share some fun facts about New Year's resolution. I was looking at how long has it been around, the other people, our ancestors written down their New Year's resolutions, and I found that in fact they did. And New Year's resolutions have a long and interesting history, so I just wanted to share a brief about it at the end of this episode. So first, New Year's was first celebrated 4,000 years ago in ancient Babylon. Although the Babylonians didn't have a written calendar, historians determined that they, observed the start of the new year in the late March with the arrival of the spring season. So around this time in the past was January, I guess. The month of January is named for the Roman god Janus. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. It's Janus. So the ancient Romans imagined Janus as a two-faced god, one facing forward and one facing back. This symbolized his ability to look forward and backward at the same time. Janus was the guardian of the gates, doors, beginnings, and endings. So in a way, in January, as it's named after the god, who faces with two faces, people written down their New Year's resolutions to be more kinder and to help each other, those kind of goals for themselves, by looking back into their years and then also looking ahead into their goals. So that was interesting to me. And fun fact was that the Roman calendar went through a number of changes as different emperors came to power. So in 153 BC, the Roman Senate declared that the new year would begin January 1st, but it wasn't until, Julius Caesar took the throne in 49 BC that the calendar was adjusted so that January falls where it does today. So to accomplish this, Caesar let the previous year continue for 445 days, which I think was pretty interesting. So that's why we write New Year's resolutions today. I guess that concludes it pretty much. But yeah, thank you so much for listening to today's podcast. This week's podcast. I tried my best to fly solo, but I think I did fine. Okay, so thank you for tuning in to this episode of our podcast. I hope you found the discussion informative and, thought-provoking at least. If you have any feedback or suggestions for future episodes, please don't hesitate to reach out to us, to our Instagram account, YouTube podcast, or you can just leave a comment. But yeah, remember to subscribe to our podcast on your preferred platform to stay updated on our latest episodes. And if you enjoyed this episode, please consider leaving us a review to help others discover our podcast. We'll be back soon with more insightful discussions with Gigi. Till then, stay curious and keep learning. See you. Bye. Every day after day, I try to go out my way, 'cause I wanna secure you. Oh, I wanna see you every night after night. Can we forget about time? 'Cause I wanna adore you. Oh, I wanna sweet like gelato 되고 싶어 Valentino. Rockin' on a high note, got a loving is soprano. 너 만나고 나서 절대 놓지 않아 바빠도 다른 여잔 없어 no. 'Cause you're the one and only girl. Promise, I ain't tryna play games with ya, girl. Honest, you are not a side character. Every day after day, I try to go